Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, checking in on the Canadian MJ sector. I'll put up the US MJ video probably tomorrow. So nice continuation for most names. Some names started to pull back. Couple observations of what stand out to me this week. Obviously, it was the volume after 2 p.m. I forget which day specifically. I assume September 3rd, but the volume after 2 p.m., that was a notable standout. And today what stood out for me was the laggards, where we are seeing laggard action. OGI stood out as a laggard, and we also saw OH act as a little bit of a laggard during this week. Who else? Two more names. OGI, TRUL, USMJ names stood out as a laggard. But the bottom line is the bulls show up in some individual names. The weaker names lag behind, and then they play a little bit of catch up. So CGC, another thing that stood out to me was the 5-minute time frame today. This is something that we saw many times in CGC in the past, but we have not seen it in a long time. And that's because it's been a different market environment. But the profit taking in the first 10 minutes and the V-shaped recovery to a new high of the day. The fact that we didn't see a little tightening equilibrium there and we just went straight to a higher high is definitely notable. And the volume, the third candlestick of the day, if you look back historically, how often is the volume, the third candlestick of the day, higher than the first? When that happens, in the vast majority of the time, I would bet you're going to find it's because it's a strong bullish start. And that's just from observation. I don't have that data in front of me right now, but notable bull volume this morning to kick things off and keep this move going. So on the daily time frame, we've now bounced a little over 20%, and the short-term resistance level, the most important, is 29.62, because then we have a gap fill after that level. If we're looking at it on a weekly time frame, anything under 34.34 is just a weekly lower high. So am I ready to say this is the bottom? The summer lulls are over? I'm not. We always have to remember that we can go lower. This definitely feels different, but if we look back, we have seen some significant bounces also that led to lower lows. So again, probability-wise, do I think it's more likely or not likely that our fall bottom is, or that our summer bottom is in? And if I had to choose, I would say probably more likely, but again, there's no reason. We can just take every single day as a little bit more information to change our perspective. And next week, the consolidation and what it looks like is going to be very telling for me as to whether we're likely to head back down to test 2276 or whether a higher low and higher high can get followed through. If you ask me, is this the daily trend change that we haven't seen in 4 months? I would say no, to be completely honest, because this little higher low and continuation move is not enough for me to see a clear, distinct daily trend change. If you want to see a clear, distinct daily trend change, VGW hasn't done it yet, but that's much more clear and convincing to me. A significant move up, a clear pivot point with a clear pullback, and then going for that continuation move. And just the way that it looks on CGC, it was more of a little higher low, higher high, much less distinct, much smaller bull move to start. I want to see, once this temporary top is hit, how do we respond? Do we get a clear 2 to 3 day pullback and then continuation? Because that would have me say, all right, summer bottom is in. And that hasn't happened yet. Doesn't mean I'm going to be betting bearish. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be attempting to make bullish trades. It's just keeping all scenarios on the table. Cron had a great day today. A lot of profit taking into the end of the day. We ended up pulling back about 4.5% from the high of the day. So again, still not very convincing. We do have that little shift, but I want to see low, high, higher low, higher high, which we haven't seen in a while. So looking on the hourly time frame, no major red flags on this consolidation at this point. The bull move happened all first thing this morning. No high bear volume, just little lower highs and lower lows without much follow through on the 15-minute time frame. And wouldn't be surprised to see an inside bar on Monday. I'm anticipating the sector is likely going to see some consolidation to start next week. And again, it can absolutely be healthy, but we have to remain skeptical and true to ourselves, because if there are red flags, we need to make note of them. APHA, nice continuation as well. Breaking 680 yesterday, breaking 696 today, getting over 7 psychological, increasing bull volume. It's not huge, but it is slightly increasing, and it's all about 760. Confirm that weekly trend change, and I am much more confident that the summer bottom has been set. At this point, anything above 614 is a daily higher low, so bulls have plenty of space. And I can't stress enough how, for me personally, it is much easier for me to hold this swing trade from my entry on Tuesday because it is a smaller position than my day trading positions. It is just a psychological aspect where position sizing is very key, because if my position were larger and I had decided to take all of it off, I definitely would have done that by now. Hourly support level didn't even really start to consolidate much this afternoon, and I would say we don't have an hourly higher low at any point today. So again, wouldn't be surprised to see an hourly higher low form early next week. ACB, nice follow through. Got another alert from Fidelity today just about unusual options activities and calls, and that happened on Tuesday, and it happened again today. Resistance was 620, and we were able to get up over that level. So breaking the daily lower highs, and looking at it from a weekly perspective, we're just looking for a weekly lower high compared to 720, but the more space created from our lows, the more likely the odds of our summer low being set are. So after 620, we're looking up at 648 as the next level. Hourly support heading into next week. Very same thing as APHA. Very healthy hourly consolidation. No red flags on that afternoon pullback. TLRY, bearish reversal candlestick on the daily. So the first thing I want to do is say, what's the hourly trend doing? And I would say it's still in an uptrend at this point. And that's because we hit the low of the day, we bounced, couldn't break the high of the day, and then it was just a slow fade. There was no clear pivot to try and make that new high of the day hit after that initial pullback. 3126 breaking would tell us the daily higher low has to form. This is not a daily uptrend. We are breaking resistances. We've seen a big bull move. We have a lot of space to form a higher low. But if we don't get that higher low and higher high, I will be absolutely disappointed in this sector next week. Hexo, continuation for the bulls. This has been a massive move very quickly. In 6-7 days of trading, we've gone 27%. 495 is the resistance level. And again, we would be looking for a higher low. I would love to see, technically speaking, I would love to see a rejection from 488, a pullback in a bull flag pattern, and then a break. That would be essentially a cup and handle psychology. If we fail to break resistance, see healthy consolidation for a higher low, and then continuation. So keep an eye on Hexo. It's very strong. And if we lose the hourly uptrend, which right now is 457 support, we zoom out, we look for that daily higher low to form, perhaps a back test and hold of the exponential support, which is looking for its first bull cross in a very long time. And it definitely looks like a nice solid shift. There's that weekly resistance being tested. But again, we've seen it before, so can't get too excited. But the timing is much better a solid 5 weeks after the last attempt started. OGI. So nice bull move, nice follow through. OGI was definitely one of the laggards. It was the weaker name on September 4th. That was Wednesday. And then played catch up real quick from there to the high of today. Did pull back a good bit on the hourly time frame, but similar consolidation to APHA and Hexo that we just looked at. Or APHA and TLRY. Nope, APHA and ACB. So those are all similar. As far as the hourly chart, key resistance test is the high of today, first thing Monday. If we reject, I wouldn't be surprised to see daily inside bars. So I wouldn't be surprised to see those test the high real quick in the first hour of trading. And if we reject, daily inside bar into Tuesday. VFF. So VFF continuing its bounce, the weekly higher low very likely set at this point. Again, have to change the weekly trend. So 1460 is the resistance level. Hourly time frame, higher low is at 1180. Nice move today. And when we pull back, we'll look for a higher low compared to 1018. We want to see low bear volume on the pullback. We want to see 2 days red. Honestly, ideal scenario for the sector. Next week, pull back for 2 days and then break into the end of next week, Thursday, Friday, break the highs of this week or whatever the highs of the bounces are. T-God trying to recover from its dump. Did see a little bit of follow through. Anything over 288 is an hourly higher low. Resistance is 303 and 304. But on the daily time frame, we're definitely going to be looking for a lower high to form. So it is possible that it is just an hourly bear flag. VGW, higher low has been set. So again, this would be a nice crisp trend change. Big volume. Not sure what's going on there, but resistance 356 has to break next week. It is a double top. Break that level and we're looking up at 379 and 405. Weekly time frame, anything under 405 is a lower high. But a nice clear trend change and a potential bull cross of the exponential moving averages is approaching. LABS is continuing its move. So the weekly time frame, anything under 728 is just a lower high, but it's been a very nice bounce. I would not say we've changed the daily trend. Again, we have to see the clear higher low and higher high with follow through. So that's what we're looking for next week. Prove it, bulls. Buy the dip. I want to see some FOMO. I want to see people that missed this move have to load on that daily consolidation and help push us higher. NRTH. So key resistance is 85. Not really seeing anything out of the bulls worthwhile. Have to hold 72 and break 85. And if we can't break 85, the bulls are not proving anything to us. And it is notable that the bulls are not participating. Obviously, it's best to not have money sitting stagnant in a name that's not doing anything when there are opportunities out there in other names. KHRN, gap up open for some profit taking today. Weekly time frame, anything under 229, just a lower high. So only looking for the weekly lower high to be set here. But I want to see a bit more. This was definitely a nice trend change. But again, it's one green day into a pullback into continuation. Give me 5 green days, not in a row, but 5 green days, a pullback into continuation. That is notable. That's what I'm looking for next week. If I don't get it, it's a letdown. I have my stakes set high. I still have some positions out there, but I will be quick to cut them. Let's see. I've still got a bit of everything. Trimmed a little IAN, trimmed a little OH, and that's that. So, going to go plant a fall garden, and I'll update what I decided to plant, and we'll end it with some Iceland. Have a great weekend.